Hello, everybody. I am very excited to have Ewan Downey with us again from I-80 Gold. He's swamped with calls, but we're sneaking in a 10-minute interview today with him to talk about the big news that they had out yesterday. Ewan, I'm going to turn it over to you. Let's go over the highlights.
I think one of the big keys to this transaction was processing. Many of our deposits in Nevada, as you know, are refractory, and we've always said that we're going to be relying on getting a processing arrangement. And the beauty of this transaction is not only do we get a full processing facility that includes an autoclave, but we also get interim processing arrangements. So until we get that facility up and running, Nevada Gold Mines will process material from our sites. So it's quite a monumental day for our company, because as you know, most companies, when they're drilling projects and they hit refractory gold, they stop. And now we're set to become one of the bigger players in Nevada. We've got 5 projects now. All of them have gold deposits on them. All of them are permitted. All of them are road accessible. All have power. It's an amazing opportunity we have with this company, and we had to give up our South Arturo property to Nevada Gold Mines to do it, but we were a minority interest in owner of that property, didn't really control the decision. So now we fully control our own destinies, but pretty happy of what we've pulled off.
Yeah, to be honest, it was quite a surprise to me. You and I was kind of hoping that you might have some sort of a joint venture in the works where somebody else would be processing your material, and you guys went and got your own facility and more projects that you can advance.
Yeah, the Ruby Hill acquisition from Waterton will become our company's largest gold deposit. Also hosts significant silver, about over 100 million ounces in indicated category, and over 70,000 ounces inferred. So these transactions not only position us with the ability to process both refractory and non-refractory material, but we also become one of the biggest holders of gold and silver in the state of Nevada. And as you know, Nevada is a great place for mining, very pro mining, and there's few places in the world where I'd rather be working. So it was quite a monumental day. Had a little bit of a celebration last night, not as much as I'd like, but it was something we've been working on, I think, since February. So it certainly took a long time, and I'm very happy that I didn't really see any leaks. I didn't see any leaks about what was going on, and despite all the parties that were involved. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, and that ability to process refractory ore has a big impact on your McCoy Cove, if I've got it correct. Is that right?
Yeah, both McCoy Cove that we've had, it's a close to 11-gram deposit. It's been idle for us for a couple of years because of our uncertainty of being able to process the material from it. So now this will allow us to unlock the value of that project, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're driving the decline by year end into McCoy Cove. And the other project that we're actively advancing right now, we hope to be mining by year end, is at Granite Creek. We're underground there, and we've had a lot of questions from investors saying, why are you underground? You don't have any way to process that material. But like I said, this has been in the works since February, so we were pretty confident that it was going to come through at the end of the day, and we decided to embark on rehabbing the underground workings, and we're drilling underground. We're pretty soon going to be drifting on some of the proposed ore deposit or mineralized deposits that we hope to move into reserve category, and it allows us to really accelerate the development of our projects, something that we couldn't do 2 weeks ago.
And at McCoy Cove, what kind of grades are you looking at there, Ewan?
McCoy Cove, the grades, the average grade, both inferred and indicated, is just under 10.9 grams per ton.
Wow.
And at Granite Creek, we're about 10.5 grams in the measured and indicated categories, and nearly 12 grams inferred. And I'm expecting a lot of those inferred resources are going to be converted this year from our current drill program. And hopefully they convert at that grade, not at the 10-gram grade. But I'd be pretty happy with 10 grams. But
Yeah,
prefer to
well,
get, well,
that used to be the cutoff for underground when gold was a lot cheaper. Now that gold's a lot more pricey, that's looking like some pretty sweet material, I'd say.
yeah, it's the both McCoy Cove and Granite Creek rank amongst the highest grade undeveloped gold deposits in North America, actually. So advancing them, having the ability to advance them to production will put us in a new kind of stratosphere, so to speak.
And you're not kind of one of those companies that has a long development window in the development discount window of the Lassonde curve. You're kind of at the end of the development discount window and ready to fire on all cylinders.
Yeah, I'd say in the fourth quarter, we'll be putting out test mining results, how the grades coming out of our test mining with this arrangement with Nevada Gold Mines. We'll be able to send the material just up the road to the Twin Creeks facility that's just to the north of us. And hopefully we'll be announcing full production either late this year or next year that we're ramping up to full production there. So we're at the late stages of development, not the early stages.
That's the point, yeah.
And then Ruby Hill that we're acquiring is in production. So the open pit is still being mined, and we'll continue that mining, but it doesn't have a lot of life left in it. And then we'll be doing residual leaching until we get the underground there up and running. So that's that'll be the third one we're looking to develop.
I only got a couple more minutes with you here, Ewan, and there was a couple other things that I noticed in the news release was at the bottom of the figure 2, the main Lone Tree deposit. Looks like there's some high grade under the pit and to the right side of the screen. I'm not sure which direction that is. And it also looks like there's some high grade below that Sequoia zone at Lone Tree as well.
Yeah, there's multiple zones at Lone Tree that could be developed, either open pit or underground, and every deposit there is open for expansion. So there's a lot of upside at Lone Tree itself, but it's an operation, if we were to put it back into production, that would require a fair amount of dewatering. And given the ease of developing some of our other projects, much lower capex, we're gonna focus on Granite Creek, McCoy Cove, and Ruby Hill first, before we start contemplating the Mineral Point pit at Ruby Hill, which is that would be a big pit for us, and the Lone Tree project. So those two are going to be put on the back burner, so to speak. But collectively, the two of them host about 8-9 million ounces of gold and 150 plus million ounces of silver. So it's pretty massive resources to be sitting on for projects for later.
And prioritize them down the road. So you've got some pretty exciting stuff to prioritize. You and I don't want to get you in trouble with your next phone call. I imagine the phone's ringing off the hook the last couple of days.
Yeah, it has been. I think we caught a lot of people off guard. And as you know, Barrick, Newmont, Goldcorp, essentially all the big boys were built primarily out of success in Nevada. So our goal is to be the next one.
You know, it's funny you say that, Ewan, because as soon as I read that, I kind of had hearkenings back to my early part of my career in the American Barracks days when Barrick was American Barracks and just a junior, like you guys sort of, well, not a junior, but a new producer moving its way up, focused on Nevada.
Yeah, that's our goal, is to be the next one that becomes a household name like Newmont and Barrick, et cetera. So that's where we hope we're headed, and we'll be actively advancing these projects. We have a lot of drill results coming because we have 4 drills going on our Granite Creek property right now, and we'll be ramping up drills at Ruby Hill as soon as we take it over. So it should be next couple of years should be pretty fun.
Awesome, Ewan. Thank you very much for, making us aware of your story and good on you guys. You're doing some great stuff. Keep it up. I'm gonna close it off. If you have to run, that's all right, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Alan.
Okay.
Good talking to you again, and we'll be in touch shortly.
Well, there you go, folks. Ewan Downey, I-80 Gold. We've done a couple interviews recently that I recommend you take a look at. Also, they did yesterday, they did a conference call, and you can find that on their website. Yeah, they're hitting on all cylinders, and I don't throw around things like, reminiscent of the early days of American Barrick, now Barrick Gold. Real focus on Nevada. I think they're a company that will get that Nevada premium in a big way. And I think they're one of the most exciting new Nevada gold producers out there. So take a look, do your homework, check out our last couple of videos at rocksandstocksnews.com. Check out that corporate present or that conference call. And I think you'll get a lot of good information to understand why, the market's moved up quite significantly since I started following it a few weeks ago at about 245. Today it's 320. And I think they've got a heck of a lot of blue sky ahead of them. So have a great day. Do your homework. Speak to your financial advisors. As always, this show is for information purposes only. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.